All right. So I guess let's do something real quick here then. So
Freelance.
can one of you take notes for me real quick?
Yeah, I'll try.
All right, awesome.
I'll share it too, I guess.
Thank you. So I guess for open source, there's a couple things that we have to kind of, I guess, give status for. First is 325.1. So we're in the process of getting out a patch release. And so should be mostly targeting some minor fixes, mostly for I think the major thing driving it is getting kind of all of the builds sorted out for the official images for the S390X architecture. So those are the major things, but includes a lot of things, including like library updates and things like that. And I think we're trying to get a few last minute fixes in currently. So once those are all in, we should be good to go and cut that. So I imagine that'll be out by the end of the week.
Matt, can you say what version was that for?
Sorry, 325.1.
Okay, 25.
So should basically the release is imminent, should be out close. I know I said that last time about 324.6, but I think we swapped these around since I think there was some activity around kind of the S390X images, so we needed to make sure we got those out. But after we do that, we're going to basically be looking at also cutting a 324.6. I forgot exactly what the fix was driving that one, but I do know we have some. We had a few things there that we had planned on getting out. Forgetting off the top of my head. And then I think the 326.0, the original release date is planned for the end of this month. We're still looking at some things. I think we have to decide whether or not we'll release it or we will hold off on some features. So most of the, I guess, things that we're adding have to do with, I guess, added support for different versions. So that'll be like OpenStack support for the OpenStack Yoga release. We'll basically be documenting and fully supporting Windows Server 2022. So those are a lot of the pieces that we're adding here, since this is a little bit of a shorter dev cycle for us for this release. And so I think there's a couple other things we want to make sure we can get in or not during this dev cycle, but those are the only things I think that we're committed to at the moment, especially with the kind of end of the month release date coming up. So yeah, I think that's it in terms of all of our open source releases. Eric, anything?
Well, one thing so the 324.6, there was actually a operator. Somebody created a bug for something that I fixed there. Hopefully it'll be there for 324.6 then, if that's coming out soon. So that's good, because I think I might have pinged a few people on that just this morning about needing an update for that to pick that up. Operator itself, yeah. So that specific bug that I'm talking about was actually with what is it? Oh, the CSI node driver. It had different not permissions, tolerations compared to node, and the compared to node, and So the fix of the operator was just to give the CSI node driver the same tolerations that Node has, so it'll be running on all the places where Node is. Let's see what else. I've been catching up on some operator things recently, so I should have a few more things I could say. There was a bug I saw around PSPs that I suggested they take over to the Calico repo, since that's really where the deployment for operator is bundled up. To be clear, it's not PSP bug fixes. The issue is that PSP has been deprecated, I think, and that we're removing it from the Calico install is removing it. So they were still installing these newer versions on an older version of Kubernetes that needed PSPs. So so that was their issue. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really think I have anything else off the top of my head.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully that covers everything there. I guess I don't think we have. Oh, we have a lot more people. Sean, any I guess updates for I guess eBPF?
On my side, I think the work is just ongoing to kind of speed up the performance of data plane programming. So that's in preparation for IPv6 and so on. So we started adding kind of preliminary support for IPv6 and found that the increase in size of our BPF programs made the loading of the programs really slow. So we've gone back to the design on that, and we're sort of refactoring the data plane a bit so that we can load like a single BPF program at start of day and then feed all the packets through that instead of having to load one per interface, which is much slower. So there's an ongoing chunk of work to do that, and then that will unlock working on IPv6, which is kind of the next thing on the roadmap. We delivered a bunch of diagnosability features in the recent releases as well, so like counters and the ability to dump out policy and all that sort of stuff, so that's worth noting.
Very cool. Cool.
Did you say something else? Dump out counters, and was there something else you said there?
You can dump the policy as well. So a high level goal was to make the BPF data plane kind of as diagnosable as IP tables. So we've got rule counters, we've got the ability to dump out the policy program and take a look at it with annotations saying these BPF instructions represent this rule. That sort of really detailed level is more useful for the developers, but you get the rule counters and you can kind of at least eyeball it and check that the rule you're expecting to be there is represented in the program.
Cool, thank you.
Very cool. Yeah. And I guess Nathan, any update from the VPP side?
Sure. So on our side, we finally released 3.25. We did also 3.25.1 because of patch, because of the bug that we realized just the week after releasing. So now the target that we have is to try so to raise the quality and aim for GA. So we have already a few things in it. The CI, we have automated builds for builds and tests and integration tests on every patch. So we should be aligned with the regular Calico repo, and also I've started integrating with the FV test. So there is an open PR, I think, and then probably an open discussion to have there. We also started exploring supporting. So we should support OpenShift, but we are looking into automating that in the CI and bugging Langs with that. Thanks in advance for the future bugging. And so the next thing that we are also working on a couple of features, mostly performance improvements, and upstreaming the previous work that we did for previous talks, and following up on the blog post that was made with Intel regarding MEMIF performance. So basically UDP packet processing speeds. We will probably start looking into maybe VCL. So the host protocol, so TCP, TLS, speed improvements. So going a bit upper in the stack. So those are the next topics to reading the I probably went a bit too fast for the notes. So it's following up on the MEMIF talk. We are exploring TCP performance improvements with the VCL.
I'm sorry, TCP. What was the
performance improvements?
Oh, okay.
With VCL in the same. So basically, it's in the same fashion as with MEMIF.
Okay, so that's kind of all the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's probably it for VPN. And just we thing I'm starting. I'll be looking into doing some implementations in the NAT so session affinity mostly. So I might have some questions, but so I already contacted someone on the Slack, but I might have further questions. So thanks in advance to whoever is able to provide details on that. And that's it on my end.
Cool.
Thanks so much. And yeah, I'm sure everybody will be happy to help you out with any of that. So just send us a message. Yeah, I think that's it in terms of any status. I guess at this point, is there anything else anybody wants to chat about? Are there any other topics that people wanted to point out? Any other I guess issues or things that have stuck out? I know one thing that we've been kind of taking a look at is dealing with a lot of the Kubernetes tokens expiring. So we've been spending a little bit of time trying to figure out what we're going to do about that. I know that we already have some usage of the what was the token API called?
Token request API.
Did I say that again?
I think it's the token request API, isn't it?
Oh yeah. So we've been using, we've been looking at, or we have that already, but I think there's probably some other areas we might be able to use it more to kind of get over some issues. I know some users have been seeing issues where the tokens after a long running set or in a long running cluster will essentially expire, and then everything doesn't update appropriately and they have to kill things and cycle them. So ideally we'd be able to deal with that a little bit better. So we've been taking a look at that. I forgot what the issue was that's attached to, or that we're using. track all of that. But I know that's something that we're taking a look at. It is on our priorities. So yeah, if you're seeing any of those issues, know that we're giving it a thought. But yeah, not sure if there's any other issues or anything else that anybody else was thinking about here.
Are you, I was gonna say I can say a Calico hero for me if we're moving on to that.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't know why.
I can do it for you.
I don't know their name and I'll have to go look it up, but somebody submitted a PR to the operator. They found that they needed a field or a path configurable for this. What was it, Matt? The CSI or the CSI driver, right?
Yes.
And so they put up a PR with what they thought it should be, and so yeah, we're kind of taking and working out, or internally we chatted a bit to figure out if there are other ramifications of that, and hopefully they can continue on with it and do some testing of it. But it's always nice when somebody doesn't just say, "Hey, I need this thing," but get a PR for it. I appreciate that anytime. So
this is the one about the host mount, right?
Yeah.
That's the greatest username, Thomas. Thomas.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So yeah. So I was happy to see that.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. How about I guess for Q&A, anybody have anything there? Probably not, given that most of us are maintaining some part of this, but yeah. Okay. I guess on that note, anything else before we kind of call it quits here? Anything else anyone want to share, updates or anything else? All right, I guess that's it then. So awesome. Thanks everybody. Pretty short meeting today, and I know we came in a little late, so I apologize. And so yeah, on that note, I will see all of you guys next time. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Nathan.